And for me, the big turning point when you asked what seems like I'm talking too much a long time ago of like, why did you write the book? It was a sentence from Courageous Conversations that every sentence has a history.
Ooh.
And so written sentence, spoken sentence, typed into Facebook sentence, even
Hmm.
if it's not intentional or you didn't know what you were doing or you're just talking off the top of your head or whatever, just whatever. It was informed by a lived history
Yep.
that you either can or cannot be responsible for. And in
Yep.
my opinion, it's the lowest bar imaginable to be responsible to your own life. Not
Mm.
anybody else, just your own life. Just like call me a libertarian. Do it. Enjoy it. I'll stand up. I'm not a libertarian. But if we are only going to do party of one work,
Hmm.
can we work on being responsible for who and how I am as an individual in this world, in this life, this turn? Just that little piece.
That's all you get to control. That's
Some of
really
the
in this.
time, have you met me? I can put on the cute little workout outfits. I can put the little discs in, and I still sit on my couch eating chips, watching a workout video, right? Like,
I get you. I
but I
get
do have
you.
more control of myself than I have of anything else.
Yeah, but there's got to be a commitment to investing in that. And that's part of self-love. It's sort of a brave self-love to be in there. I don't know. I guess if you have a fundamental belief as I do that we're here to have the best journey we can, and in the best journey it's giving as much as we can to other people, and through the giving we're receiving. That's and because I would love to think that reincarnation and I can have another life and I can have another shot at this and I'm going to evolve, but I only know about this one. So I want to make this one fulfilling for me and to serve others because it's all connected. So
Right.
yeah. Man, I could talk to you all darn day. But I love that every sentence has a history. You said it's from the book Courageous Conversations.
Right. So I have them right over here because they're on speed dial for me. But these are the 4 books that I read when I was trying to cure my burnout. So, Crucial Conversations, Difficult Conversations, Fierce Conversations, and Courageous Conversations. And
Wow.
what is interesting is all of these books very much talk about what, in my language, is a conversation that matters.
Mm,
And most of their work applies to you and me, Claire, having a conversation, an A and a B.
right.
And sometimes there's an observer or a third party person. And so then the communication piece that's in my book is that I want you to have a conversation that matters with you because
Mm-hmm.
there is an observer, right? So if you don't have a conversation with yourself, this observer sees that. They
Mm,
know. They know who you are. You are playing catch up to what they already know to be true about you. So do your own work, right? So that was the kind of communication shift as to
mm.
why this is not about vocabulary words about other people or tasting food or watching a movie with subtitles. That's called diverse exposure, which is
Mhm.
great. Knock yourself out. Enjoy Netflix. It's almost limitless. What this is about is having a raucous conversation with you and how you have turned out the way you have turned out without blame and without judgment, but with full report. Full report of this is how I've turned out to be. Where did I learn that I
Yeah.
needed to provide structure where there is no structure? I
Mm.
now have done enough work that I remember the moment when I realized no one around me is paying attention.
Mm.
Somebody needs help. Is anyone making dinner? Right? Like what is happening? Right? So somebody needed to like fly into action and have so when I am really pushed, the first thing I do is provide structure
Mm.
to myself, largely also to other people. They don't enjoy that part. It's called micromanagement, but whatever. That is what I do. That is my go-to. But if you care about me and you see me in like high structure mode, I am not good. Right? Like that is my like first rung of defense. So
Mhm.
what's second? What's third? How much
Mhm.
of this comes from my dominant identities and how much of this comes from my subordinated identities? I talk about there's an exercise, there's lots of activities in the book. But I
Mhm.
talk about crucible moments and what have taught me how to be me, right? So in the book, there's empty space, and I try really hard to share my learnings along the way of what I've been doing. One, I'm a keynoter, so I do like a good story. But if I'm willing to be vulnerable and you're willing to be a little vulnerable with no witness, then the least I can do is guide you through these activities, right? So that's why I created the book club. That's why I put the activities in the book. That's why there's handouts. I don't care how you want to access it, but whatever you can do, if George Floyd or any of these other folks or whoever is next, unfortunately, to be murdered at the hands of a racist system, if you want to use this time to do this work is not outside of you. Even if you identify as a person of color, even if you identify as a police officer, if you identify as a police officer of color, all of these things are true. And in there is a human. And that human matters. That human's life matters. And you owe it to yourself to be responsible to do your own work of how and who you are showing up as. That is no longer a shitty diversity training. That is good enough now.
We're gonna end right there because that was incredibly powerful, and I can't, that just puts a bow on all of it. Do your own work now. What I want to do is give you an opportunity to share. You mentioned the book is being rewritten as a second edition, and you're starting a book club. So can you give just a little bit of an idea of how people can find you and where, and tell me just a little bit more about this book club piece?
Yes. So first off, Good Enough Now, goodenoughnow.book.com. I always stumble on this. You are welcome to pre-order a second edition. I am still in raucous conversation with the author. I don't know what she was thinking, but we're working on her. The edits, I just got an email while we were on this, is that all of the edits are approved. So that's very exciting. So the second edition will be coming out shortly. It also have an audio book, etc. First edition is still fairly good, just has some spelling errors in it that this head a detail-oriented person couldn't stand. Second edition also is going to have book discussion questions, that kind of stuff. So goodenoughnow.book.com. And then I'm currently, in light of what is happening, there is a lot of wording out there of like, come for your cousins, white people. What are you doing about your own white work? And I really do believe that I can hold a space specifically for people who are relatively new to the conversation about who they are, which is a very weird thing on a meta level for someone else to like invite you to the stranger of yourself, right? So I'm going to open up a book club where my ebook is going to be free, so you don't even have to buy the book if you don't want to. If you want to, feel free. But we'll walk through the 5 different sections of the book together, have discussion questions, and then go through the book. You won't have to disclose anything you don't want to disclose, but I'm leading you through the process of really beginning to do your own work. So that'll be coming out hopefully this week, maybe next week at the latest. And that'll be at goodenoughnow.book.com/club, I think. And then I obviously am Jess at Good Enough Now, and I'm happy to help in whatever way I can.
Amazing. A heck of an opportunity. So thank you. I've learned even more about you. Yes, exactly. Here it is. Is it going to still be this funky, beautiful orange that I love to bits? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. I saw it. I'm like, yeah, and I love it. It's how doing the best we can with what we have is better than nothing. Right? So do the work, check out Jess in all the places. And if this speaks to you to do this introspective, deep development work, it will only pay off in creating better community for everyone around you.